Hi, welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be learning about robots. And this is our table of contents, and it'll show us all the different things. And today's book is a pretty long one, so it says there's 48 pages. What's a robot? What do you think of when you hear the word robot? A blinking, walking, robo-talking metal person? Some robots really do look like people, but most don't. Robots come in almost every shape and size and color you can think of. They can look like fish or flies, lobsters or spiders. Some even look like nothing you've ever seen before. A robot, or bot, is a machine that with movable parts that can make decisions. People design it to do a job by itself. How is a robot like a person? It collects information from its surroundings. Then it processes the information and figures out the best way to do the job. But a robot doesn't think the way a person does. It can only do things that engineers and robotics programs into its computer brain. Researchers built the first robots about 50 years ago, but people had been thinking about mechanical humans for a long time. And it said, in 850 BC, ancient Greek poet Homer described a bot-like creature that did anything their masters asked. In 1495 AD, Italian artist and scientist Leonardo da Vinci drew plans for a mechanical man in his notebooks. In 1970, robotic scientists in Stanford, California, built the first robot that could move and sense its surroundings. In 1996, researchers at Honda introduced P2, the first human-like robot. And in 1999, Sony developed Abo, a robotic dog that could interact with people. And in 2011, R2 was launched to the International Space Station, making it the first human-like robot in space. Every robot is designed for a specific job, and that job determines what the robot looks like. But no matter what a robot does, it has three kinds of parts: a computer, sensors, and actuators. A robot's computer is like a person's brain. It uses the instructions programmed by the roboticist to make decisions. The sensors are like a person's eyes, ears, and nose, and skin. They collect information about the robot's surroundings and send messages to the computer. A robot's actuators receive messages from the computer, and they control the robot's movements, lights, speaking, and more. Robots can do lots of interesting things. What awesome things would you like to have a robot do? There's a robot that could greet people and say hello. There's robots that play soccer. There's robots that search the ocean floor. There's robots that lift people up and help them. There's robots that can stand on one leg. There's robots that can deliver food, and there's robots that can swim through the ocean. All robots have movable parts, but only some can travel from place to place. That's because it's difficult and expensive to build a box that can go. Robots that weld car parts and inspect food containers don't need to move across factory floors, but when a bot has to get around roboticists choose one of three systems: tracks, wheels, or legs to help them move. The tracks. A robot with tracks are rugged and reliable. They are perfectly to move across uneven ground, but they move slowly. Engineers might use them to disarm bombs, fight fires, and travel in space. If you have wheels, robots with wheels are fast, and they may tip over on bumpy ground. Roboticists build them to mow lawns, guard prisons, patrol buildings at night. And then there's ones with legs. Robots with legs can step over objects and climb up walls. They're perfect for cleaning up chemical spills or exploring uneven areas of the ocean floor. Roboticists also study animals for ideas about motion. Borrowing ideas from nature is a science called bio, bi, biomimics. And here's a little robot that looks just like ladybugs and moves like it. And here's a robot that looks at the gecko's feet and looks at how to climb up walls. Animals are really good at moving around on this planet. They hop across rocky cliffs and they slither and scuttle over sand. They fly and swim and tunnel underground. Many motions that animals use can also be used by robots. The LS3 robot has legs that work like a dog's. It can follow a person's and move safely around trees and rocks. Engineers hope that one day the robot will follow spoken commands like a loyal dog. And there's another robot named Cairo that moves through the water just like a jellyfish. The U.S. Navy plans to use the beach-shot umbrella-sized bot to keep watch over coastal waters. Cairo could also make maps of the ocean floor and study sea life. Imagine a robotic snake coming to life by remote control. As the robot wiggles from side to side, like a python, its mechanical body slowly inches forward. Tiny cameras line the bot's long body so that they can see what the snake sees. This snake could help with rescues and natural disasters. Snakes are the perfect shape to navigate through collapsed buildings after an earthquake. They can go where people can't. Most robots do jobs that people can't do or don't want to do. Name a repetitive or dangerous job. Somewhere a robot is probably doing it. Robots control some city trains at night so human workers can get a good night's sleep. Factory robots arrange chocolates in boxes, spray paint cars, build computers, and perform many other jobs. Robots have no trouble working in blistering heat, freezing cold, or places that smell bad. They can explore active volcanoes, visit distant planets, and spend days tracking enemy soldiers in the desert. Robots are useful workers because they don't take vacations or stop to eat lunch. All they need to do their job is power from an electric outlet or a battery. Nobody likes mowing the lawn, so Roboticists invented a bot to do the job. It senses an invisible fence and it doesn't leave the yard. Nobody likes to do housework either, so now there are robots that can vacuum your rugs. When a vacuum bot senses a ball, it backs up and rolls in a new direction. There's also a robot alarm clock on wheels. If you don't get up, the bot jumps off your nightstand and rolls around your room. Then you have to get up to turn it off. And there's a robot mowing the lawn, and a robot alarm clock. Imagine having a robot that cleans your room. The LE Fetch bot can do just that. Point a laser at any object you want, and the robot races across the room, picks it up, and delivers it to you. Researchers designed the LE Fetch bot to help people who are having trouble getting around, but one day it could be in homes all over the world. Roboticists also are hard at work on Urena. It's designed to help people who are sick or disabled take a bath or move from a chair to a bed. So many different kinds of robots. What did roboticist Kogoro Kotara have in mind when he set to build the world's biggest bot? He just wanted to see if he could. Kotara is like a lot of roboticists. They try new things just to see if they're possible. Other roboticists are working on bots so small they could swim through a person's blood. One day, these nanobots might be able to attack cancer cells or carry medicine to just one part of the body. And then there's a man who has to climb into the big robot. It's so big. And then there's a picture of what a little robot might look like who could go through your blood. Researchers at Honda have been building robots that look and act like humans for almost 15 years. The latest version is called Ismo. It can dance, balance on one leg, and even climb stairs. It can pick up objects, speak to people, and recognize faces and voices. Whoa! Androids are lifelike robots. Everything about them is artificial, but sometimes it's hard to tell that they aren't real. Some androids seem to blink, breathe, twitch, and talk just like a real person. So here's a picture of a man dancing with the robot. And up here, there's a picture of an android who's a teacher, and the kids are asking questions and they're answering. So that's a robot, android robot, and the kids are asking real questions. A roboticist named Cynthia Brazil taught her robot Kimset about feelings. When she started, Kimset was just like a baby. She programmed it to like brightly colored toys and people to want to rest at times. She gave it 16 computers and many cameras, sensors for sight. Then she invited kids and grown-ups to come and play with Kimset. When Kimset's camera saw a happy, smiling face, Kimset learned to react in a very human way by smiling back. And here's Kimset when Kimset's angry. And here's Kimset when Kimset's disappointed. Here's Kimset when Kimset's sleepy. And here's Kimset feeling happy. Real robots can't move or speak as well as the robot characters you see in movies like Star Wars or WALL-E. What you might see on screen is the result of movie magic. And here's some pictures of robots from movies. I wonder if you know who any of these robots are. If you know any of their names, or if you've maybe seen the movies. Robots in space. Robots can explore places that humans can't go. Humans have traveled to the moon, but robots have landed on Mars and they've collected information while circling Venus and Jupiter. Robots have also traveled to the edge of our solar system and even beyond it. In 1977, scientists launched 2 Voyager spacecrafts into space. The spacecrafts have traveled more than 11 billion miles and are still sending information back to Earth. R2 has been aboard the International Space Station since 2001. The human-like Robonaut uses camera sensors in its head to see. R2's computer is in its belly. One day, Robonauts may work side by side with human astronauts. 2 rover robots are exploring Mars. Opportunity has been cruising around the red planet since 2004, and Curiosity landed in 2012. Both bots are still studying the planet's air, soil, and rocks. Scientists are looking for signs of ancient life on Mars. They also want to know how much of the planet was once covered with water. Think you'd like to build a bot? You aren't alone. Each year, more than 200,000 kids ages 9 to 16 join First Lego League. They work on teams and research and solve a science question or problem. Then they build and program Lego robots to do a series of jobs. After about 10 weeks of planning, building, and programming, many of the teams get together at one big event where they can win awards and prizes. Sounds like fun? Yeah, let your parents and teachers know. They can help you start a team at your school. Robots of the future. It will be a long time before a household bot does all of your cooking and cleaning, but in a few years, a robot might drive you to school. Right now, several companies are developing robotic cars that drive themselves. Covered with sensors, robocars are safer and use less gas than cars we drive today. What other amazing robo-inventions will soon be part of our lives? We'll just have to wait and see. And that's the end of our book, and that's the end of Storytime. Thanks for joining today. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.